Alright everyone, let's get started. You're watching Crypto Corner, your crypto radar for all the latest news, reviews, market analysis and tutorials that help you master the crypto markets. Well, the crypto markets today are on the red. I mean, we do have that correction, that pullback to the 50th moving average on Bitcoin, something that I was expecting, and I talked about that yesterday. Yesterday, I actually did technical analysis, so I'm not going to do that today. The performance is really just as expected. Bitcoin is retracing right now to the 50th moving average, which is around these price levels here at 41,040. We can go down to 40,000. This is what I'm expecting. So it is pulling the whole market with it. Also, we see that the dominance of Bitcoin is going up. It's now close to 42%, and we were below 40% just a couple of weeks ago. So as the Bitcoin dominance is growing, that means that most of the money now is being concentrated in Bitcoin and less in altcoins. Of course, 41% is still below 50, meaning that more than half of the money in crypto is not in Bitcoin, it's in altcoins. And Ethereum is actually quite a strong one. This is the second biggest by domination in terms of how much money is concentrated. But Bitcoin is still driving the market. So whatever Bitcoin is doing right now, everything else is following. With that said, I want to actually focus on a couple of things that I noticed in the news. One of them is this article here. Actually, I saw it yesterday on Twitter, and then I went online to see, has someone actually written something about it so that I can find out more. As it turns out, Metamask is actually blocking Ethereum transactions from a couple of jurisdictions. One of them is regions. One of them is Iran, and the other one is Venezuela. So these are the regions right now where people are not able to conduct transactions via Metamask. They get this kind of messages. Let me just open that. So they're getting this kind of a message where it says that you are unable to connect to that blockchain host. And this is one of the screenshots that I saw here being shared. And then the other one is this one here from Metamask, directly saying that Metamask and Infura are unavailable in certain jurisdictions due to legal compliance. This is because the world now is imposing sanctions on countries that are supporting Russia, and Venezuela is one of the few countries that is supporting Russia. Iran, of course, there are a couple of others, but this has been reported now by many users. And apparently Metamask is able to do that because just from the IP addresses of users, they're able to block certain regions. And they say that it's due to legal compliance. But Metamask, this is a precedent. Metamask is supposed to be completely decentralized, meaning that it is not operating as a company and it's operating as a platform. So you are supposed to be able to use it regardless of who you are. You're not registering with Metamask, you're not registering your ID or anything, you're not even registering your email. So typically Metamask is supposed to be this kind of anonymous type of a service that anyone should be able to access, and clearly that's not the case. It's still a company, it's still company run, and this is actually a proof that Metamask is not a decentralized service. So this is quite scary because this is setting already a precedent. It's for the first time that we are actually seeing that type of censorship on crypto transactions. Let's not forget, crypto is supposed to be censorship resistant. I mean, not all crypto, clearly not all crypto can be censorship resistant. With Bitcoin, however, we still have that. But now people are starting to ask, what if we have that with Bitcoin? It is a valid question. This is Twitter user Lowmaster saying, if Metamask is open and willing to block countries like Venezuela by IP addresses, it's only a matter of time until they are forced by regulators to censor individual people's IP addresses. We need alternatives immediately, hoping that Alchemy and others don't do this. Actually, there is a response by Trust Wallet to this one saying hello, which was just a note to remind everyone that Trust Wallet is actually a Web3 wallet like Metamask. And it is, for the moment, it is resisting any kind of pressure from governments to be following in these footsteps. But definitely, this is quite a big issue. OpenSea was another one that was also blocking transactions from certain jurisdictions. But OpenSea is a company-run, website. It's a marketplace, and they do have to comply and everything. MetaMask, however, is supposedly a self-custodial wallet, and as a self-custodial wallet, you should be able to be doing all kinds of transactions regardless of who you are and on which side of the political spectrum you fall. So even if there is a world conflict, crypto is impartial. Crypto is really the only tool right now that is impartial to religion, politics, economics, everything. Okay, economics, it is related, but it's impartial. What I mean is, it doesn't matter if you are on the wrong side or the right side of an argument. You are able to use crypto. As we see right now, Russians are using crypto to bypass restrictions, but Ukrainians are using crypto to be able to receive donations. So at the same time, it's being used by good actors and bad actors. This is the beauty of crypto. It is really impartial. I mean, you can argue that we should be able to prevent, bad actors from using crypto and stuff like that, but decentralization and censorship resistance, these are the strongest characteristics of crypto, and we don't want to compromise them even at this time right now, at the time of war. And let's not forget when Ethereum got compromised back in the day. In the early days of Ethereum, they had a hack when they released the DAO, and they did have, I forgot what kind of an amount, it was a huge amount of stolen Ether. And then they had to go through a hard fork. I mean, there was a big debate about that, and many people didn't agree with rolling back the blockchain and canceling these transactions and discounting basically the stolen money. In the end, they did that, but that went against a big chunk of their community, and this is why we have Ethereum Classic today and Ethereum. We have two blockchains that came out of that original Ethereum blockchain. So and of course, Ethereum right now is the fork. It is the bigger by hash rate and the bigger blockchain. And most of the original developers of Ethereum actually stayed with that project. But Ethereum Classic is in fact the original Ethereum. This is the Ethereum that was before they rolled back the blockchain and before they cancelled the hacked transactions. So it is always a huge problem when you compromise decentralization and censorship resistance, even when it is for the greater good, because it actually compromises the very principles on why crypto was created in the first place. Now, in regards to that, I saw another tweet, and immediately I was, for a moment I thought, could that be real? And then I thought, no, that cannot be real. This is the tweet: breaking, the Bitcoin network bans Russian hash rate. Well, this is a title that you will never really see. This is just a joke. I immediately thought, no, this cannot happen. And then I went to find out more, and it turns out that it's actually a link to an article that says this is a headline you will never see. Basically, just reminding everyone yet again that Bitcoin remains censorship resistant and decentralized. It's actually very well explained here. I'm going to read a little bit from this article. I'm going to quote it. They say, in the midst of many corporations from around the world making announcements about cutting off the Russian population from accessing their goods and services, I think it's important to highlight a headline that you will never see outside the context of a troll. The Bitcoin network bans Russian hash rate. Whether you like it or not, this is the truth. Bitcoin is a permissionless system that allows any individual who is so motivated to access the network via their own node that validates the transactions relate to it or produce hash rate that have the potential to allow a mining node to add a block or transactions to the ledger and be rewarded by the network for doing so. Bitcoin does not recognize nationality. It recognizes valid hashes and valid transactions, no matter what part of the world they are produced in. Very good point. This is the power and the value proposition of Bitcoin. The protocol cannot succumb to the emotional whims of man unless those men convince node operators to change the rules of the protocol to reflect their worldview. And even though that is technically possible, it is highly improbable because changing Bitcoin on a whim would defeat its value proposition in a second and cause its value to crater. The network of nodes is highly incentivized to keep the core assurances intact. And this is really the power of Bitcoin. This is why Bitcoin is so valuable. Someone was asking yet again on Twitter, what about Bitcoin makes it so valuable? Well, this is one of the key things. Of course, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. The scarcity of Bitcoin is the next one. And in fact, I actually responded to someone asking that question about Bitcoin with a thread of, I think I managed to fit it in 3 tweets or 4 tweets. I try to be as brief as possible, but of course, the scarcity of Bitcoin, the censorship resistance of Bitcoin, these are the 2 biggest value propositions. This is why Bitcoin is so valuable. The decentralization, of course, as well. And last quote from the article, if you find a hash below the difficulty target, you can construct a block and add it to the tip of the chain. That basically means that even if you're worried about your transactions being censored and not going through, just like with Metamask, what you can do with Bitcoin is actually you can become a node operator. You can download the software and you can start verifying blocks yourself. As you do that, you will be able to add transactions to these blocks. Typically, it takes 3 confirmations from different separate entities to confirm different nodes, different miners, to confirm a transaction so that it can be counted as successful. So what you can do is you can just find 3 people that are operating nodes and that will be confirming your transaction, and it will be confirmed. So it is very difficult to censor Bitcoin. It's not impossible, but it will be very difficult to censor the Bitcoin network just because it is such a vast network of so many different operators. There's always going to be somewhere in the world that is not following the news right now, and that even if a certain wallet is being prevented from making a transaction, and they make a transaction, that transaction could be not confirmed by 90% of the nodes, but there will always be someone somewhere that will be left behind the news and not realize that this transaction comes from a banned wallet and will confirm it. So, or you can confirm it yourself. That will be one confirmation, but one is enough. Then someone else will confirm it. By the 3rd person confirming it, the transaction is already secured. So this is the beauty of Bitcoin. However much we don't like the fact that bad actors are using it for whatever kinds of schemes they do, and right now even to escape restrictions and sanctions, we cannot really change that, because if we change it, we will compromise the core proposition of Bitcoin: censorship resistance. It is no other money, no other form of money in the world ever has been censorship resistant. Before fiat money, we've had gold, right? And we've had other means of transacting. It's always been something physical, and physical stuff you can censor. You can also confiscate. Physical goods, gold used to be confiscated back in the 30s and during the Second World War in many places, including in America. People were losing their gold because they were at times of war and governments were struggling, so they literally confiscated people's gold. And everything that's physical can be confiscated. Bitcoin is digital. And the beauty of it is that you can even keep it on a paper wallet. You can keep it on a piece of paper. All you need to do is to have a record of your private key. That's all you need to do. You don't even need to have the digital wallet, the device, the ledger or whatever else. You don't even have to do that. You can literally just write down a private key on a piece of paper and you can have it with you and nobody can find it. It cannot be confiscated. It can be hacked, and I've dedicated a separate video on the hacks and the different dangers of cybersecurity and stuff like that. But if you really protect it well, it's yours, and it cannot be confiscated easily unless you allow it to be confiscated. One of our sponsors is Frontier, a multi-chain wallet that supports more than 4,000 cryptocurrencies. You can not only store all your crypto assets, but also earn staking and DeFi rewards, use their lending services, earn up to 20% APR interest on various coins, and even NFTs, all in one place. Frontier app supports every major network, including Solana, Ethereum, Phantom, Cardano, BNB Chain, and more. They give you real-time price alerts to minimize risks and maximize profit. Get notified on market price changes, whale buys or sells, or track the prices of NFTs to keep an eye on low prices or to find undervalued NFTs. Compare staking returns in-app to ensure that you're always getting the highest APY on your tokens, and you can connect existing mobile wallets, meaning you don't have to leave Metamask. You can use it with Frontier. On top of all of this, they offer easy-to-use fiat deposits and commission-free trading. What I think by far is the most important feature though, is that Frontier is a non-custodial wallet, meaning you're in full control of your assets as you and only you have the private keys to your accounts. You know, I'm only interested in self-custodial wallets, and this one ticks all the boxes, so it is a definite winner. To find out more, grab the link from the description below and download their app. It's on both Android and iPhone. Alright, well, now you're up to date. This is everything for this episode, guys. Thanks for staying until the end. As usual, if you like this video, show your support by leaving a like and a comment below and share it with someone else who would benefit from watching it. Also, if you're new to this channel, make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification so you know when I'm posting a new episode. I'm coming to you on a daily basis with market analysis, news, reviews of established projects or new projects, and of course tutorials that help you master the crypto markets. Also, make sure that you check out the links in the description where I drop the links to all of the services that I'm personally using and that I do recommend to you, such as top exchanges, top hardware wallets, the tools that I'm using for my market analysis, technical analysis, data aggregators, and some other services, crypto services that help me grow my crypto, earn interest on my crypto and other things. So make sure that you check out these links. And I also drop the links to my 2 ebooks in there. Learn Crypto. This is the ultimate beginner's guide. It's got everything that you need to know about cryptocurrencies if you're just starting to invest in this. And Crypto Jargon A to Z. This is a complete dictionary, over 1,000 terms, acronyms, trading slang, all kinds of terms that you will actually see on social media or in videos where people are doing technical analysis or posting signals or just generally discussing blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. So I wrote these 2 ebooks to help you in your crypto journey. And if you want to be on my mailing list, I'm sending out a bi-weekly newsletter on the 1st and on the 15th of each month. I'm sending newsletters packed with information, market analysis and other insights that will also help you navigate in the crypto sphere. So grab the link from there, join my mailing list, and I'm gonna see you in the next episode.